We're ready to start. The imaginary gavel has been rapped thrice.
Good morning, Commissioners. First, I would like to note that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast live. Before we get started, I've asked Colleen Daly, the PFC Secretary, to take a roll call of the meeting participants. Colleen, if you would please conduct the roll call.
Thank you, TT. I ask the participants please unmute themselves and confirm their presence when I call your name. Beginning roll call with the Commission. Catherine Craven, Chair.
Present.
Larry Mamoli, Commissioner.
Present.
Dion Irish, Commissioner.
Present.
TT Lee, Legal Advisor.
Present.
Catherine Pendleton, Article Clerk.
Here.
Next, Patrick Brophy, Chief of Operations, Mayor's Office.
Present.
Michael Messersmith, PFD.
Present.
James Sessom, PFD.
Present.
James McQueen, PFD.
Present.
Additionally, I will read for the record the remainder of the individuals who are in attendance, but will not be presenting in today's meeting. The following attendees do not need to unmute themselves when the name is called: Tom Leahy, PFD; Carlton Jones, PFD; Robert Melvin, PFD; Seamus Highland, PFD. Thank you. This concludes the roll call.
Thank you, Colleen. The first order of business before you today, Commissioners, is a housekeeping matter concerning draft meeting minutes from the meeting of May 13, 2020 for the Department of Neighborhood Development. At that meeting were Commissioner Mamoli and Irish. At the June 10, 2020 PFC meeting, I presented those draft meeting minutes and no motion was made at that time. Therefore, I ask Commissioners Irish and Mamoli at this time if there is a motion to approve the draft meeting minutes of May 13, 2020 for the Department of Neighborhood Development.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting minutes of May 13, 2020 for the Department of Neighborhood Development are hereby approved. The next order of business concerns draft meeting minutes from the meeting of June 10, 2020 for the Department of Neighborhood Development. Present at that meeting were Chair Craven and Commissioner Mamoli. Is there a motion to approve these meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. The meeting minutes of June 10, 2020 for the Department of Neighborhood Development is hereby approved. Beginning this morning with the Public Facilities Department, with us is Patrick Brophy, Chief of Operations for the Public Facilities Department. PFD has 4 votes that are being presented today. Vote number 1 is being presented by Michael Messersmith. He is a project manager with the Public Facilities Department. Vote 1 concerns a contract award to Gale Associates Incorporated to provide architectural design and construction administration services associated with the Josiah Quincy Elementary School envelope project located at 885 Washington Street in Chinatown. The contract price is recommended at $464,998. Michael, if you would please present vote number 1.
Unmute yourself, Mike.
Sorry about that. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request for a vote for approval to award a professional design and construction administration services contract to Gale Associates for the Quincy Elementary School envelope project. The Public Facilities is managing the design and construction of the project, which is located at 885 Washington Street, Chinatown. PFD is working with Boston Public Schools to timely deliver design services for this project within 3 years of the contract's execution date. The scope of design services consists of roof, window, door, masonry repair, and asbestos abatement. When we go to the PowerPoint slides, please. So this is a project site view of the school. You show the upper and lower plaza as with the road of Washington Street there. Next slide, please. This is the existing conditions of the rear elevations of the school. Second slide. This is the existing conditions of the lower plaza area, the bird's eye view. So third slide, please. This is the upper plaza, the existing conditions of the school. Fourth, this is the existing conditions of the roof that is on the school as well. Number 5, this is the existing conditions of the exterior walls of the school. Next slide. And then the existing conditions of the windows of the building. And then this is the existing conditions, finally, of the concrete conditions of the school. The city publicly advertised the professional design services through a request for the qualifications process pursuant of Mass General Law, Chapter 7C. The advertisement was submitted to the city's Small Business Enterprise Office for the distribution and notice on its listserv, and the publication in the city record in the Boston Globe on November 11th, 2019. Additionally, the advertisement appeared in the Massachusetts Secretary of State's Central Registry Weekly, posted on November 13th, 2019. In response to the RFQ, 8 firms submitted statement of qualifications for the project on December 10th, 2019. A selection committee comprised of 4 people with experience in design, planning, and construction for the City of Boston Public Facilities Department and Boston Public Schools reviewed the qualifications for each firm on January 16th, 2020, using the defined criteria in the RFQ. On January 16th, 2020, 3 firms were shortlisted by the selection committee, and Gale Associates was recommended as the top design firm due to team's experience with exterior envelopes under Mass General Law, Chapter 149, Public Construction Projects. In addition, Gale Associates is a state-certified MBE firm. Also, Peer Consultants is a state-certified WBE, MBE, and will serve as a hazardous materials subconsultant to Gale Associates on this project. In accordance with the RFQ guidelines for the design fee calculations, PFD and Gale Associates negotiated a design fee not to exceed $464,998, including $50,000 for additional services. The design fee is based on an estimated construction cost of $6,238,301 for this project. In conclusion, I'm seeking the Public Facilities Commission approval to award a professional design and construction administration service contract to Gale Associates. I'm here to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, Michael. Any questions from the commission members?
No questions. No questions. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Vote number 1 is hereby approved. Thank you. Vote number 2 is being presented by James Sessom, Project Manager for the Public Facilities Department. Vote number 2 concerns a contract award to CSS Architects Incorporated to provide architectural design and construction administration services associated with the fire alarm building roof and antenna project located at 59 Fenway in the Back Bay area. The contract price is recommended at $110,000. James, if you would please present vote number 2.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm here to present a vote for approval to award professional design construction administration services contract to CSS Architects, Inc. for the fire alarm roof and antenna project PFD number 7193. The Public Facilities Department is managing the design and construction of the project, which is located at 59 Fenway in the Back Bay. And in addition, PFD is working with Boston Fire Department to timely deliver the design services for this project within 3 years of the contract's execution date. Scope of services consists of exterior pointing, roof replacement, skylight replacement, and repairs to the rooftop masonry and antenna supports. May I direct your attention to the slides? They illustrate the work to be included in this project. The first slide shows the front of the building as seen driving along the Fenway, which is near the corner of Westland. The second slide shows examples of the masonry that repointed and needs to. The third slide displays roofing areas to be replaced. In the right-hand pane, notice that some of the cabling that needs to be rerouted and properly encased is shown. You can further see in the fourth slide, the right-hand pane also shows masonry work, and notice the cables that are cascading down this side that need to be encased to put a weather-tight containment. And to the left, you notice that the skylights, this is the existing skylights, and you see that they definitely need a replacement. You see the bubbling, the lamination of the seams and caulk. Let me continue. That's all the slides. The city publicly advertised for professional design services through a request for qualifications, RFQ, process pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 7. The advertisement was submitted to the city's small local business enterprise office for distribution and notice to the on its listserv, and for publication, the city's record and the Boston Globe was taking place on October 28th, 2019. Additionally, the advertisement appeared in the Massachusetts Secretary of State's Central Register weekly posting on October 30th, 2019. In response to the request for qualifications, 4 firms submitted statements of qualifications for the project on November 20th, 2019. A selection committee of 4 people with experience in design, planning, and construction from the City of Boston Public Facilities Department and Boston Fire Department reviewed the qualifications of each firm on January 7th, 2020, using the defined criteria of the request for qualifications. On January 7th, 2020, 3 firms were shortlisted by the selection committee, and CSS Architects, Inc. was recommended as the top firm due to its team's experience with urban historically significant projects and in the following disciplines of roofing, masonry restoration, and skylight replacement on the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 149, Public Construction Projects. In addition, CSS Inc. is a state-certified firm. Also, Samiolis Consultants is a state-certified women-owned business, and Building Enclosures Associates LLC is a state-certified minority business. And these will serve as subconsultants to CSS Architects on this project. In accordance with the RFQs, guidelines for design fee calculation, PFD negotiate the design fee for not to exceed $110,000, including $20,000 for additional services. The design fee is based on an estimated construction cost of $1 million for the project. In conclusion, I'm seeking the Public Facilities Commissioner's approval to award a professional design and construction administration service contract to CSS Architects, Inc. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you for your time and cooperation.
Thank you, James. Any questions from the commissioners?
I just have a question and a comment. One, it's great to see us again doing work on the city's infrastructure, buildings, maintenance, and so forth. But I noticed all of the cables that are on the outside of the building. Is the plan to encase them and bring them inside up to the roof, or to encase them on the outside of the building?
I think that I can I can look into that. We're not sure. That's part of why we're doing this construction.
That's fine. No other questions?
And may I also add that this, is a historical building, and so we have to be very mindful where we place things. And so we have to make that determination.
That's why I was really asking the question. I was going to be curious to see if landmarks would actually let you put that on the outside. But anyway.
Any other comments?
Yeah, no question, just a comment, just appreciate, I want to echo what Commissioner Mamoli said, appreciate taking care of these important buildings, such as this in the previous presentation about Quincy Josiah, so. With that said, I would like to make a motion that we approve. Vote number two.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, James.
Vote number 2 is hereby approved. Vote number 3 is also being presented by James Sessom. Vote 3 concerns an amendment to the vote of November 14, 2018 regarding a contract with Studio E Incorporated to provide architectural design and construction administration services associated with the Boston Centers for Youth and Families Mattapan Community Center renovations project located at 100 Hebron Street, Mattapan. This request is for an increase of $115,153.33 to the design contract, with a time extension to the contract's expiration date. James, if you would please present vote number 3.
Once again, good morning. I'm here to request an amendment to the professional design and construction administration services contract for Studio E for the Mattapan Community Center renovation project. The Public Facility Department is managing the design construction of the project, which is located within the athletic wing of the Mattapan Elementary School, located 100 Hebron Street in Mattapan. So, way background, CONE was retained to provide design and construction administrative services for the project, which consists of various updates to the lobby, gymnasium, computer lab, and other miscellaneous areas. The work also includes lighting upgrades, painting, and installation of gym wall pads and furnishing. The reason for this amendment vote request is to increase the design services fee and to extend the date of contract expiration to July 31st, 2021. This increase became necessary due to requests from the community and the school to utilize the multi-purpose room and to convert the kitchenette to become an additional office space. These options were included in the original scope as miscellaneous areas. Also, there's the need to have an accessible toilet room to comply with current code. And there was discovery of asbestos-containing tiles throughout the building. To further explain, may I direct your attention to the slides, and they will show what's existing as well as what's proposed in this construction. The first slide, if you notice, this is the existing view of the lobby. Right-hand picture is looking as you walk in through the door. This is what you see. Left hand is if you turn around and look back at the entrance. You can see that the entrance is very dark and you can't even see out the outside. Next slide. This is what's envisioned for that same lobby and entrance. The third slide shows the existing additions in the team computer room, and this will be converted into, and the next slide will show what is perspective, what it's going to look like. The fifth slide shows existing conditions of the gym and also what's envisioned for the gym. And this next slide is of the multi-purpose room that was added. And you can see that it's utilized as sort of a general auditorium. And what's envisioned is shown on the next slide. To have a stage, actual seating, and to brighten up and lighten the area. make it more usable. In accordance with the project's public advertised RFQ guidelines for design fee calculation, PFD and CUNE negotiated the additional services not to exceed $115,153.33, with the completion of the remaining work to be done and final payment made on or before July 31st, 2021. In conclusion, I am seeking the PFD's approval to amend the professional design and construction administration services contract with CUNE for the reasons presented, which are also noted in the project background memorandum submitted with this vote request. I welcome the opportunity to answer any questions you may have once again, and thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you, James. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
No questions, great project.
Great.
A great project. Congratulations to Chief Brophy and to you for your presentation. I know the folks in Mattapan are excited about this, and I'd like to make a motion that we vote to approve.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Vote number 3 is hereby approved. The final vote for today is vote number 4, being presented by James McQueen. He is a senior project manager with the Public Facilities Department. Vote 4 concerns a contract award to Shepley, Bullfinch, Richardson, and Abbott Incorporated to perform a master plan and programming study associated with the Boston Public Library McKim Building Improvements Project located at 230 Dartmouth Street, Back Bay. The contract price is recommended at $640,000. James, if you would please present your vote request.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request the vote for approval to award a study contract to Shepley, Bullfinch, Richardson, and Abbott for the McKim Building Improvements Project. The Public Facilities Department is managing the master plan and study of the project, which is located at the Central Library at 230 Dartmouth Street. In addition, PFD is working with the Boston Public Library to deliver the master plan report for the project within 12 months of the contract's execution date. The scope of services consists of master plan, visioning, feasibility study, programming, and cost estimating services for the proposed renovations to the BPL McKim Building and Entry Plaza project. The designer will coordinate closely with staff from BPL, the Parks Department, and their separately selected Copley Square designer and the Public Facilities Department, as well as community and user groups. This request is for design study services through the master plan phase, and the study will include an investigation of facility upgrades to the building systems, entry plaza, and entrance, third floor special collection spaces, and other library areas impacted by the space modifications, as well as a detailed cost estimate. If I may direct your attention to the PowerPoint slides for this project. This first slide depicts an aerial view of the Copley Library campus, the Central Library campus in Copley Square. The McKim Building is to the left, and the recently renovated Johnson Building is to the right. Also, off to the left is the Copley Square, which will be the subject of a separate Parks Department design study, which we anticipate coordinating with. The second slide shows the existing Dartmouth Street facade. The focus of the work here will be to provide options for an accessible entrance, as well as best means to engage the public and activate the public plaza in front of the building. Additionally, as noted before, we anticipate coordinating with the Parks Department to integrate our design with their design. The third slide shows the West Gallery on the third floor of the library. The slide to the left shows the space shortly after construction in 1895. The slide to the right shows the space as it was in 2008, shortly before it was closed to the public. This is just one of the areas that we'll be addressing in the study. The work will focus on renovating and reopening the third floor, formerly the home of the special collections, to best identify the best uses for these areas and to make the fine arts and music, prints, photography, architecture, and architectural archive collections accessible to the public. Additionally, we want to better engage the public and support the library's mission. The city publicly advertised for professional design services through a request for qualifications process pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 7C. The advertisement was submitted to the city's Small Local Business Enterprise Office for distribution and notice on its listserv and for publication in the City Record and the Boston Globe on January 20th, 2020. Additionally, the advertisement appeared in the Massachusetts Secretary of State Central Register weekly posting on January 22nd, 2020. In response to the RFQ, 15 firms submitted statements of qualifications for the project on February 27th, 2020. The selection committee, comprised of 6 people with experience in design, planning, and construction from the City of Boston Public Facilities Department and the Boston Public Library, reviewed the qualifications of each firm on March 11th, 2020, using the defined criteria in the RFQ. On March 11th, 2020, 4 firms were shortlisted by the selection committee and invited to be interviewed. Because of the subsequent COVID-19 closure of city offices, the interview process was delayed until April 29th, 2020, when the 4 firms were interviewed through a publicly advertised Zoom meeting. Shepley, Bulfinch, Richardson, and Abbott was recommended as the top design firm due to the team's experience with significant library projects, historic renovations, and Chapter 49 public construction projects. In addition, Shepley, Bulfinch, Richardson, and Abbott is a state-certified women-owned business enterprise, and their civil engineering subconsultant, Niche Engineering, is also a state-certified women business enterprise. In accordance with the RFQ guidelines for design fee calculations, PFD and Shepley, Bulfinch, Richardson, and Abbott negotiated a design fee of $640,000. In conclusion, I am seeking the Public Facilities Commission's approval to award a study contract to Shepley, Bulfinch, Richardson, and Abbott Incorporated. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, James. Any questions from the commissioners?
No questions.
Good for us. Just an additional comment I'd like to make for the record that increasing making this building more accessible is also going to save costs. I know the election department annually spends a lot of money to create an accessible entrance for voters, and this very important voter innovation. So that's another benefit to this project. So I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, James.
Well, number 4 is hereby approved. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn? Oh.
I'll give it to Larry.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
I adjourned. Thank you, everyone.